What is going on, folks? I am Goat, and welcome back to Warframe. So, if anything looks a little different, yes, I've gone with the whole domino scheme like I was talking about during the Calervo video like over a month ago. But we're here to talk about the two weapons that are listed. I'm going to do them one at a time. First one's going to be the Miter, which, yeah. And then the other one will be the dual toxicist. Now, both I was actually looking forward to because, like, honestly, I had spent some time trying to make the dual toxicist better and epically failing because the weapon in itself was just problematic. We'll get into that in the next video. This video, we're going to talk about the Miter. Now, the Miter is what the Eviscerator Grenier use, if I remember correctly, and it's generally a piece of poop. Okay, like literally just a piece of poop. It's usually best farmed, like you farm it from the war mission on Cirrus, from the Captain Vor Lieutenant Krill fight. And God be with you on that one, because the percentage drops sound great, and then you end up with like 55 of one fucking part, and then, you know, like one of other part. And then twin gremlins or something else, something that you don't want or need. It's whatever. You will eventually get it. It's not like the worst farm in the game. It's just fucking annoying. Anyway, now what most people know this weapon for is it's the fucking saw blade gun that you basically sacrifice to make the Panthera. Now, well worth the farm. Now, I do have a Riven for this build, and I will tell you that in place of this Riven, to still keep it functional and capable, I would put 100 munitions in this build, but we'll go over the evolution. So evolution 2, increased damage by 77, and with the channeled ability active plus 70% fire rate. I can tell you right now that the only reason I did that is in case I put it on something that will use a channeled ability. You know, I've said it in previous videos, but channeled abilities are something like Gloom or something like Haven. Okay, basically something that's constantly draining power. That's a channeled active ability, that being active. Okay, and fire rate improvement with this weapon is definitely a fucking thing that it needs, because it's god awful. It's okay. Increase ammo capacity to 160. I mean, you do you on this one. Utility is just utility. And then increase critical chance by 22. Now, for the Riven on the build, that I have is a projectile speed, punch through, and a pretty fat fucking critical chance stack. As you can see by the upfront damage on this thing, it's obviously got a little stank on it, to say the least. Now, again, you're going to see me using hammer shot. You do you with that one. Again, I like having more of a critical multiplier to stack between both sides of you know, status and critical, so it is what it is. Lots of things you can use here, though. But in place of this, 100 munitions will help kind of, because the crit's still gonna fucking be there. Okay, so like you're talking 81% crit, and then 126 on the Incarnon side. Okay, so it's gonna be there. So 100 munitions being up in this spot is not a terrible idea whatsoever. You can also actually dampen the status side by going with base damage mods, but that is going to become a very, very high investment form of build. So, and 60/60s really play into what this gun wants. Okay. When I first saw the function of the gun, I initially thought this is like the Wish.com version of the Latron Incarnon. Then I noticed a funky little quirk behind it, and I realized it's actually, in some ways, better than the Latron. Now, the Latron's really fucking good, okay? This is also really fucking good. So, as you can see, because of the Riven, 127.1 critical multiplier, or critical chance, 5.6 status multiplier, my god, critical multiplier, and a 72% status doing base damage of 892 on the upfront side. Now, the back end of this motherfucker, on the other hand, is it's something. It's definitely something. This is like, I mean, if you don't want to use hammer shot, probably put Savvy in there. Helps stack status on the Incarnon side of this thing. It's an interesting son of a bitch, basically, because it does basically the same thing the Latron does, a little different. It's got a 3 meter AoE. with its little explosive ball that it fires in its Incarnon mode. It is 20 rounds, if I remember correctly. Max charge is 20, yep, just like the Latron. 3-meter range for the AoE, heat heavy like pretty much all these other AoE style weapons have been. It keeps the slash attribute on the Incarnon form, which is cool, like that. And the slash is actually proccing higher than the heat does, like that even more. Very much so. I mean, granted, you know, with the front side of this thing, you would kind of expect the slash to be doing that because you're literally throwing like circular saw blades at everybody in its basic sense. But this thing, instead of just having these random bouncing balls of death, this thing actually has homing balls of death. It's a good time. Let's go see it. And yeah, like I said, if anything looks different, it's because my stupid ass defaulted my fucking settings again because I'm an idiot. So, yeah. And I'm trying the camera position down in the bottom left corner here. Y'all let me know what you think of that, because there have been people kind of asking to kind of like see health and shields and things like that.
With quick deaths, and I with your victory.
Life support has been cut off.
Where are they going to come from? Of course, down below.
Hold on.
The one spot where I really don't like it when they come from. Hey, buddy. Guess what? Scourge. You can see the little fucking orange ball flying around looking for a fucking enemy. If there's no enemy, it'll just kind of bounce anywhere. But if there's an enemy, it will fucking hit them. See? Shoot that guy over there. Now, I have noticed that you actually have to hit a fucking enemy, but then it goes homing around trying to find another group of assholes to kill. So if you just shoot the floor, it kind of goes anywhere. It might hit an enemy, it might not. But this thing is... It's fucking destructive.
Life support incoming. I delivered a life support capsule.
Look, he's just getting ticked away by that status.
Activating it will buy you more time.
And with that slash being the highest elemental prop, that DOT bleed coming from this fucking thing is actually pretty solid. Really, I just shot the hole. Because I am apparently, I are smart. This thing's great, dude. Good. Tick, 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 tick. He's got heat and viral and then death.
Prepare for life support.
Impact viral slash. Of course.
Under the heading consequences.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Figures I killed him. So now we get to wait, because now the Acolyte's gonna be fucking delayed. Thanks to Suda showing up. It's okay, I have no problem literally just standing here and annihilating enemies because it's fucking hilarious. Oh, guess he won't be delayed. Usually a Syndicate shows up and it's kind of a bad time. Anyway, guys, you stop. Of course, it's fucking Mania. From above. Like, some of these weapons just literally just leave me speechless at how good they are. Like, if nothing else, I wish, like, some of these weapons had a higher charge. You know, so more, higher ammo pool. So we're, like, constantly fucking building Incarnon mode and kind of picking your shots. Something like, I'm sorry, if you can give the burst in 600 fucking rounds, don't tell me that it's too much of a chore to do, you know, 100 rounds for this or the Strun or the Latron or anything like that. Like, I think that they kept the ammo pool entirely too low for some of these weapons. And then again, some of them are perfectly fine. Like the next weapon we're going to be looking at, Dual Toxicist. I think it's like 170 or 200 rounds or some shit. The Bratton is high. You know, the Burson's really fucking high. The Toxin, the Torrid. There's a few of them that are good. There's just a few of them that are... They do some extra stuff, or they get some really, really heavy stats, so it's like they keep it really low to make you kind of work for it a little bit more. Which is whatever. But I will say that the Miter Incarnon is fucking awesome. Even without the ribbon, it's still really good. I mean, the fact that it actually seeks out and homes enemies really kind of makes me feel pretty good about the damn thing, because it's the only thing that kind of irritates me a little about the Latron is that it just kind of randomly goes wherever the fuck it feels like going. It's still good, don't get me wrong. Blowing crates open and shit like that, there's nothing wrong with that. And hitting the occasional enemy is just fine. But overall, that's the Miter Incarnon, and honestly, just get the damn thing. It's that good. So folks, I want to thank you very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, all right?